Welcome back to Dum Dum's 2099, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into a futuristic world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukake, your host. Alyn, Honor System, and Declan are ambushing their ambushers in executive housing. Declan opened the doors to vent the atmosphere. Honor System evacuated the first floor and killed everyone inside, and Alyn flew up to the roof and grenaded a team of black-clad assassins. But can her companions survive a battle with the robot Iron Chef? Find out next on Doms and Dragons 2099.
If there's one thing that Amazon hates, it's paying wages. And the easiest way to avoid that is, of course, to replace as many people on your kitchen line as you can with one giant motherfucking robot. And it is against this robot that you find yourself, Honor System. Mere moments from now, Alyn, with the assistance of Billy Fingers, will detonate the penthouse, blowing the glass out upstairs. But for now, Alyn is flying outside. Billy Fingers still has all his, well, not all of his fingies. He still has, the fingies that he's about to lose.
Yeah. Multitude, yeah.
And you have stepped into the gore-slicked cafeteria of the executive quarters. So we didn't really describe this space too well last time, other than just giving kind of a quick overview of big central kind of like fancy Benihana chef makes shit for you at your table section dead center, with kind of a conveyor belt style sort of circle around it. There are tables throughout, sort of round tables. Obviously, because you depressurize the room, a lot of those have flipped over and are now scattered. There's an entertainment section to your right. So there's kind of a few big vid screens set up. We've got some cool video games, some nice emulators, so you can play some like retro shit. Good stuff. On the far left wall, there's a gym that is sort of blocked off by that kind of frosted glass, so that it looks like any proper, mall gym. But you can see cracks in the glass where weights and other things have smashed into it when you depressurize the room. There is a gore slick to the door of what remains of Chef Goblin Ramsay, and that leads to you, who has been sprayed with this, standing in the door. You've signaled to Declan to join you. He will be here in one round. But in the meantime, it's you versus the Iron Chef. So the Iron Chef is a large cylindrical robot, in Warhammer 40,000 terms, almost like a kilocan. So just like a big metal can with just like it's almost like a training dummy in a martial arts movie or in a dojo. But if instead of like little wooden things you could hit, it was all manner of culinary devices. This thing is truly built to slice, to dice, to make curly fries. It is an all-in-one kitchen appliance, and it's got murder on its mind. And it is skittering towards you on just a multitude of spindly legs. It's got kind of heavier clamp feet as well for when it's planting itself, but when it's on the move, it's almost like a massive palanquin being carried on people's shoulders, if those shoulders were tiny little metallic robot arms and legs. It's got a big stupid chef hat, the size of the robot. So, it's about like 4 feet wide. So it's probably about an 8 foot tall robot, 4 feet wide, big cylinder. And then, just like all manner of slotting, shifting gears. With those Star Wars like single red eye on almost like airport airline vents. So just kind of a bulb with a little nozzly guy on the end. So just a bunch of those at various points. So as it turns and spins, there's always one on you, but it's not always the same eye. But when you're flipping that many meals, you got to have an eye on every angle. So sure. It is a well-equipped droid. It's the kind of thing that Amazon would sell but not make, because it is a quality bot. And it is stomping towards you. So let's get some fresh initiative up in here, and then you can tell me what you're doing.
That's not a good roll. That's 10 total.
10? Oh, okay. So the Iron Chef will be up first. Before I go ahead with my thing, what does Honor System look like right now? Like, what are you doing as this thing bears down on you?
I think if we can kind of consider the detailed description you've given us, if we interpret that as also like what Honor System is taken in, the information that he has, in as a reaction to that, and seeing all of these modular pieces kind of moving around on this robot, many arms, many different like irises moving and things like that, he would assume a defensive position, raise his sword to intercept probably a myriad of blows as this thing closes in on him.
Cool. Yep, that totally makes sense. And you would have, I think, access to everything I just described. You would have seen these things before. They'd be variations on this. This is a big industrial model for like a proper cafeteria of this size. But you would see variations on this in, cafeterias across Faerun, various ilk. Cool. All right. So as it begins stomping towards you, it like one of its little sort of bulbous eyes, nozzle eyes, scans you up and down, and you hear through the speakers that again are kind of situated around it, so it throws out in 360 sound, gives you that sweet 3D audio that we're always after. It just says, "Service cannot begin without appropriate cutlery and plateware." And then a slot opens in its chest, and it just starts fucking launching plates at you, just like machine gun of plates being spat out of its chest. Yes. Like the old Ninja Turtle pizza thrower.
Oh yeah.
This feels very Futurama to me, and I'm for it. I love it.
So what is your AC right now, sir?
19.
19. Okay. All right. So it will hit with 2 of its 3 attacks. So I imagine like Honor System, you manage to like hack one plate, but there's just like I'm saying 2 attacks, but please do consider this as like just a wave of plates. It's not like he fired 3 times and 2 managed to get past you, because just bad at skeet shooting. Like it's just a steady stream. Actually, I'm pretty sure I had a Nerf. I had a Nerf gun like this that had like a top loaded thing, would just shoot those little disc guys.
I had a Batman gun that shot discs. Remember
I had
Batman
a friend
having all those
something
guns
like that, and I was so jealous.
And I know, Ryan, the Ninja Turtle pizza thrower was quite a contentious childhood toy in your home as well.
That's why my parents, they opened up every gift from that year forward to make sure the toy worked, because you give your 2 sons both the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pizza tank, and one of them works and the other one doesn't, and it makes for a real awkward Christmas day.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 21 points of damage there, sir.
Go.
This thing just...
These are serious plates.
Yeah, the good news is it runs dry. Like eventually it is launched a full service at you, and as it skitters like another, like a little bit closer to you, and then I think like eyeing your sword, drops down onto its heavy grounded legs, and it just says, "You do not deserve a meal from Iron Chef, having caught 0 plates. Fool! How will you take the bounty of Chef Goblin Ramsay now?"
Honor System remains completely silent because none of those words make sense to him.
Totally fair.
He is fighting for his life.
Yep. You can you roll me a, what are we going to go with here? A humanity check. I think we'll probably go with like maybe Do we even have insight? Sorry, I'm just pulling up the sheet here.
If
Let's
you want
go
insight,
with.
I can do insight.
Let's go with a mind. Give me a mind save. Or actually, no, I lied. Give me sense motive. Sense motive would be perfect for this.
Yeah, I mean that's insight. Yeah.
Sense motive. Oh.
That's a jack
Gotcha.
die. Sorry, jack die. Rerolling that. That's better.
Jack die.
Well, the result is worse, but it's proper. That's a 4 total.
4. Yes, these words mean nothing to you. You're fighting for your life. You completely miss the weird smack talk element of the robot chef. But it is your turn, sir.
Okay. I have to use my second wind ability at the top. It's a bonus action, and I roll a d10 to gain some hit points back. Where's the d10? That's not a d10. There's a d10. Great. 1 HP. Plus your level. Okay, so 11 HP back. Thank God.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's significantly better than what it was.
Yep. Okay. And so that's my bonus action. So let's return fire and try and shoot out some of these eyes. And see how this thing defends against projectiles. Only I don't have plates to fling at it. I will be shooting it with bullets from my gun.
Interesting choice. Bold strategy. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah. I know.
My man. You know what, Tyler? I'm going to give you inspiration for quoting dodgeball with me just now.
For knowing the mind of Tom McGee a little.
Yep.
Can he use it on that second wind roll?
Yeah.
No, only shoot.
I got to mark down that's been used as well.
Just you had to join me to quote like one moment earlier. You just had to set yourself up for like an easy Christmas Carol quote or something. Give me some low hanging Muppet fruit I can't possibly ignore. Cool. So yeah, you can go ahead. You got the point of inspiration. You can use it now or later. It's up to you. But
okay, I will save it until I feel like I need it. I.e., roll real shitty. So that might be now. It might be later. And if I'm firing at this guy with the specific intention of trying to blind shoot some of these things, do you want to call that I'm trying to hit multiple targets, or do you want me to just roll an attack? Because I have something for shooting multiple targets, and I have something for just
I think multiple targets make sense for this, particularly because they're not fixed. They're doing that Star Wars like R2-D2 spin twitch thing.
Okay, so then this will require a save on Iron Chef's part. So I'm using my ability SMG Spray, where I hit multiple enemies in a cone, and so it's a DC of 17. And
what does it target? Like DC 17 Dex, I assume.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Reflex save, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a carbon version.
Yeah, I don't get saves. I just have stats. All right. So I got a 21.
That definitely does it. How many are there? Because they would each need to save, would they not? Or however you want to judge that.
Oh, yes. You're right. That would make the most sense.
We're kind of Calvin balling in here because it's multiple targets on a singular target. So it's however you want to.
No. That makes sense to me. I I didn't realize I had to layer out I have like a 3D drawing of the building on my notes. Didn't draw a 3D picture of the chef, but apparently I need.
Sorry, man.
No, it's cool, man. I dig it. I like it. I'm here for it. So for ease of my brain, we're going to say there are 4 basically discs in his body that turn in this kind of cylinder. He's almost at this point, he's like a Da Vinci Code Codex. He's just like a long tube with spinny things on it. So I'm going to say for all 4 eyes, and we'll see kind of where that gets him.
Okay.
So first one is good. Second one is also 16, so that's 21. Third one is 19, and the final one is 20.
Oof. Well, all right.
Jeez.
Can I ask you, with my extra attack feature, am I able to attack, move, and then finish my attack? Probably not. I think that's it. So
I would let you step in if you want to move to close range. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, then yeah, I would close distance, seeing him deftly defend himself against my projectile attack, and I would come in for 2 sword swings.
Sure. It's like technically not a D&D maneuver, but also just from the narrative of this combat, I can't imagine why you wouldn't. Like, you're just like standing a foot away. Like, he's not very far away. It's like, I could close, but no. So yeah, go for it, bud.
Okay. First attack is a 25.
That will hit.
And the next one is a 27.
Also hit.
And so this will be 13 plus 7, 20 damage. And this will be a little less, 5 plus 7, 12 damage.
Still very impressive.
32 total.
Very impressive.
Yeah, now I gotta take the beating that's in store for me coming up.
Well, I've got some good news. Declan, can you roll initiative for me, please?
Yes, I can. That is 17.
17. Okay, top of the round. You are up first. You rush with air quotes around it because everything moves a little bit slower with moon weight. But you arrive in the door to see honor system facing down the Iron Chef. Your radio crackles, and or you're not radio. It's your subdermals. Your subdermals kick in, and you hear Alyn.
The whole conversation
asking,
about an army upstairs.
Dropping grenades, everything else. And all you see, Declan, is your erstwhile husband being completely overshadowed by this massive robot with, like backlit with like arms full of blades screaming, "Bawa, choppy chop, choppy chop, chop." Which is no good because he has lots of blades and spinning things and other nightmares. You missed the plates, otherwise you wouldn't be as intimidated. But you got to assume this guy's got some bad shit going. And you can see smoke begin to sort of hiss out of a flapping drawer that seems to have fire growing behind it. Never a good sign, unless you want a tasty, tasty pizza cooked right for you at your table, in which case it is a very good sign. Declan, what do you do?
How well made is this thing looking, Tom? Declan essentially wants to make a snap judgment. He has an EMP grenade if he thinks his electronics are not shielded the way the combat drones were, or he's got to do this the old-fashioned way.
Can you roll me a robotics, please?
Robotics? Yeah, just a second.
And I'll give you advantage because you've tinkered with enough robots, and I think your time at the junkyard, let alone your time working on honor system, that you know specifically what to look for.
Nat 20.
Oh, baby.
He built part of honor system with this robot.
Yeah, this robot is just Declan. It's just a projection of your mind. This thing is extraordinarily well built. This is like when you go to a fancy like kitchen store, or you're walking past a place that actually like properly this is literally just a real life example. I'm obviously not putting this out there. There's like a kitchen supply store and like a restaurant supply store down the road from me, and like every time I walk past that place and I see kitchen stuff, I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know XYZ thing could be that good. Like, it's properly crafted. It's like a good knife. So if you were to venture a guess, if you're buying this thing, it's like a luxury car where they throw in all the bells and whistles. Realistically, there's no reason why your chef needs to be EMP shielded, but you would bet your bottom credit that this fucker is EMP shielded.
Great. And by great, I mean fine. Is all he says to himself when he sees it. And then Declan is going to sprint into the combat, like jump onto one of those side tables, and then he's coming in on top with his vibro knife because he knows a lot of robots have their coolant up top, and he's going to try to stab in the top in the hopes that it'll leak down and blind everything in a characterful way, because he has the ability to blind opponents if he hits them in close combat with advantage, which I imagine he has on a robot already fighting another robot.
Yes. Yep.
Dope.
Wait, actually, no. Because this thing can see in 360 and it has arms on all sides, you cannot flank it.
But I can still sneak attack because there is another enemy within 5 feet and I don't have disadvantage.
Yes.
So this is still valid in a weird way, but just regular attack. Nat 1. Fuck me.
Can I give him my inspiration?
If he'd quoted dodgeball, he'd have his own. So Declan, you leap through the air with the knife, and unfortunately, in a highly comedic but also very tragic fashion, as you stab down into the chef hat, your blade just immediately like sinks deep into the hat, and you hear a squeak and a squish. As your knife sinks into the tiny rat that lives on top of the Iron Chef and helps him make such delicious meals. Well, you've created a small tragedy inside this hat. You have been unable to damage the robot, and it's space. So this mutated rat under a hat screeches and runs off with your knife and the hat. They both go like bumping off on further adventures. And the Iron Chef just says, "Remy, come back, Remy! Damn you! Now my soups will only be adequate."
Yeah, I went, "Fuck you too, pal." And he's just gonna use his cunning reaction to disengage and hide behind a fucking table over on the side.
Disengage is just sliding awkwardly back off the table and tumbling away. Yeah.
He's trying to piss it off now. Now he just wants attention because he knows system's hurting.
Fair enough. Bring us to the Iron Chef, who is admittedly pissed off that you fucked with Remy, but is also, he's got. He did yell "Bawa, choppy chop, choppy chop chop," which means he's kind of got to contend with that.
He's got to follow through.
He's a little concerned though about this whole, just generally this whole situation. He's gonna choppy chop chop. So your AC again, Tyler?
19.
Oh, I'm rolling trash, so you might be okay. Yeah, he only hits with 1.
Thank goodness.
His grief at the lack of his soup rat is more than he'll let on to even the staunchest opponent. So that is going to be 13 points of damage from his cleaver. As it and again, like imagine this as a flurry of cleaving and like getting stabbed with like a meat fork and other things. It's not just singular strikes, it's a bunch of tiny death by 1,000 choppy chops.
Right.
3 attacks and a whole lot of nothing. And he, I guess, yells to Declan, "You are outside of serving distance. Return to serving distance, that I may serve you pain."
You are outside of serving distance. That's such a funny robot thing to say.
Here's a random question, Tom. Is he broadcasting? Oh yeah, because Declan's got him turned on in his head. Because technically he couldn't hear anything because there's no atmosphere in this place. But he's tuned into the local systems. So actually no one arguably got that except Declan. System has been fighting in silence, and Declan's getting this fucking robot yelling into his brain.
I like it. Honor system, you are up.
I gotta put this thing down or do like real damage here. Honor system thinks about how he is currently holding the memory of Seamus, Declan's son, his husband's son, his son now.
Oh my goodness, I love this so much.
And something that he can't account for in terms of where the energy for it comes from, but he begins to slash wildly with Legion. I'm going to do 4 attacks and then action surge, which lets me take an additional action. I would like to make that the attack action. Extra attack. You can attack instead of once whenever you take the attack action. So I think extra attack kicks in again.
Yes.
I'm not used to fighter or like berserker stuff, so I'm not sure about.
I mean, your extra attack should just mean that every time you attack, take the attack action, you get your extra attack.
Okay.
So you're up to 6?
And I'm going to use my bonus action to attack as well. So it'll be 7 attacks. And he's activating Oni mode. The ogre appears on his visor. Big, toothy, hideous grin. Here we go. 25.
Yes.
20.
Yep.
14.
Yep. Oh, wait, no, sorry. No.
21.
Yep.
Natural 1. So keep that in mind for whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
That was 5. You got 2 more.
Okay. That's not going to hit at a 12. 27.
Mm-hmm. And that's 7.
That's 7. Okay, so 4 successful attacks. The first 2 were fine, and then there was a natural fail in there, or a crit fail, and then there were 2 more. I don't know if you want it to be disrupted in any way or anything like that, or do you want me to just roll damage for now?
Go ahead and roll damage for now, and
Okay.
we'll just hold the 1 for worse things later.
Damage times 4. 6 and 7. What is wrong with my brain? 13. Thank you.
Yep.
Plus 7 for 20. This is 12. Sorry, no, that's 11 plus 7.
18.
18, thank you. 5 plus 7, 12. And this is the last one. 9 plus 7, 16.
That's 66 total?
Oof.
Was that?
Yeah, that's accurate. You're right.
Yeah. Hot damn.
Yes, I also did the math, and you are correct.
Yeah. Yes, I also came to that conclusion. Thank you.
I hope it was right.
Just a bunch of math.
It's right.
Yep, I know.
Thank you.
I mathed it too.
Thank you all for your help with that. I'm so hopeless with math.
Hey, buddy, I literally sat back and watched Laura and Ryan do it. I was like, they got this. I will wait. And then I used a calculator on my phone just now to figure out how much health he has left. All right. So, Tyler, you don't drop him, but I do want to hear kind of what this flurry of attacks looks like. Ignore the 1 for now, because I'll deal with that in a moment. But in terms of just like dealing a significant, like this is massive damage to this thing. What does it look like?
Well, that's good. I'm just noting down here that I've used second wind and I've used action surge. We're kind of pulling out all the stops here to take down this Iron Chef. I think internally, again, it is honor system considering the prospect of losing Seamus forever by way of being destroyed and the memory of Seamus vanishing. But externally, and then that fuels him to lash out like this. But externally, it is that thing that has happened before where that kind of robotic text-to-speech voice goes like, activating Oni mode. And it sounds like a really old PC booting up, like a fan is working too hard. The red ogre face flickers on his visor and then stays constant and gets brighter and brighter and redder and redder. And his upgraded arms begin to almost rev a little bit as well. Like there is just too much heat being generated by the power of these swings that he needs to basically cool himself in the vacuum of space, I guess. And the blows come faster than you can see. And with this many armed Iron Chef defending, he can catch some, but some start to break through this guard.
Great. So arms, knives, like a pizza cutter, various bits are just getting like sheared off as you go, and it literally does feel like you're fighting grasping arms. Like there's just you hack one away, it turns, another one comes in. All of them are taking little bits off of you to kind of account for the damage you've taken to this point. at one point you a garlic press flips open and just like tinks off the side of your head. You hack away a meat mallet. Like it's just a constant kind of flurry of bullshit. At which point there is a sort of muffled boom. And the entire room kind of shakes a little bit. And you see kind of plaster and other things just drifting slowly down through the air around you. You can see cracks forming in the ceiling. It's not like the building's coming down, but it clearly damaged it. And you can tell that a lot of this is like it looks nicer than some of the other spaces, but that's largely because they've just like put drywall on top of industrial metal. So just like essentially the bells and whistles they've used to make this place look fancier are starting to crack and crumble. So the ceiling isn't coming down. The layer of drywall they put on the ceiling to make it seem like you're in a building, not in a weird prefab metal monster, is beginning to crack and crumble and fall, along with the wainscoting. The wainscoting.
No. Is that the one? Is that the nat one? We lose the wainscoting?
Fucking you wish. Maybe if you'd established a nice bond to the wainscoting in like a previous scene, or we had a character named that a while ago.
Should use inspiration on the one. I'm an idiot. Anyway.
C'est la guerre. All right. So with the one, as you're like moving in and making these attacks, you get closer and closer and getting hotter and hotter. And eventually, to your shock and horror, the Iron Chef just like launches out a rolling pin, gets it behind you as you're attacking, and just scooches you a bit closer until you're like chest to chest. And then the small bespoke pizza oven opens, and because of your nat 1, he's going to get a free attack at close range with his blast furnace, because he can only hit you if you're that close, because there's not enough oxygen to actually flamethrower like the good Lord intended.
Right.
All right. So I still need to roll to see if this hits.
Getting hit with oven radiation.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, how do you cook a pizza in space, baby? Radiation.
Yeah.
Gamma rays. It's how you make the Fantastic Four or a good pizza. All right. So he will hit. I'm going to let you roll a dex save to see if you can take half damage off of this.
13 plus 5, 18.
18. Okay. Yeah. So you'll take half damage as you kind of like squirm and shift against the fire. Oh, but I rolled double sixes. So there'll still be 12 points of fire damage to your chassis as it kind of continues to hose. I rolled double sixes in as much as I was supposed to roll 4d6 instead. I rolled
Got
2.
it. Got it.
So yeah, this is like your shielding would normally protect you against this, but because you're already so overheated, it's like as you're trying to vent, it's just like heating you up, basically cooking you from the inside out. And he says, "You shall be a rare delicacy indeed."
The visor cracks under the heat. Honor System's face plate fractures.
Meanwhile, upstairs, Alyn, you've been flying around. I should clarify. This has been bugging me since last episode. Your grenade would not have made it through had Billy Fingers not pushed it with space magic. So don't feel like he's just arbitrarily sacrificing his fingers for no reason.
I definitely do. Like I chastise Billy, like for doing something risky that I didn't need to do. And I feel like he gives me kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like a, come on, like, I don't know how if he like flips his hand or it's his just like fingers,
a full body roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
We have a way of communicating.
Yeah, you just feel it against your upper thigh because he's in your Ziploc pocket.
Yeah.
Great. So beneath you, the glass shatters with the force of the grenade, and then just kind of like slowly drifts down like glinting snow as the pressure in the penthouse blows out. The folks inside like grab at their throats. They're not wearing fully sealed outfits. They're in like tactical gear. They're not in drone armor.
Yeah. Well, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Alyn thinks to herself.
The captain just gets obliterated because the grenade basically fell on his head. And it blows apart the turret. But the two ninjas just kind of grasp me their throats, kind of like briefly float before kind of bouncing off walls and falling down, clawing desperately for breath. So you've managed to neutralize the threats on this floor. The question remains, though, of where the executives went. There's a viewing party up here, but no one is here. That said, you can see, as you kind of swoop in closer, that there are like champagne flutes that are now freezing to ice and other things. Clearly, this was an occupied space. It just isn't now. The additional concern you have is the Zeus cannon, which is realigning toward the building.
I was just going to ask, does it look like it's heading straight for us?
Sure does, champ.
Okay. Then I go on the subdermal. So Declan, honor system, you don't have to answer back, but the executives are not here. I don't know, maybe they portaled out or something, but I don't think they're in the building because the Zeus cannon, it's about to hit us.
Alyn, can you roll me a perception check?
Yep.
Or an investigation check. I'd take either one. To be clear, you say all of this. This is just like as you're looking at the scene beneath you. You're also
I'm gonna say investigation.
Okay.
That is 21.
21. Okay. Declan, honor system. I assume based on how badly this fight is going, you're still not responding.
Honor system for sure, just because of what he's going through internally and being externally. Yeah.
Declan's full focus is on keeping honor system alive. Like there's
Sorry,
real
Alyn.
cute that no one's upstairs, but he doesn't give a fuck right now.
Great.
He cares about getting out of the building, but they got to get past the big robot to get out of the building.
Cool. So the 21, Alyn, you move in for a closer look, and sure enough, this place looks like it was hastily evacuated.
Yeah.
There aren't, looking with a quick glance, the 21's very good, so you get a bunch from this. Looking around the room, you don't see pods. Like it's not like they could have launched out the sides or anything else. I think with a 21, I'll say I'll give you 3 questions that I will answer for you in terms of the, like, it's not like what am I seeing, but in terms of like what happened here, that typical investigation shit. We've played this game for a while.
So it looks like it was a hasty exit. I've already got that. Do I get the sense, having spent so much time around the gates in Ravenloft, do I sense that there could be a portal in the hab?
No.
That they left through? No,
there's no residual trace of magic here. Your guess, based on just knowing about, actually, you haven't heard too much about the MFTs, so you wouldn't have additional information. But no, you're not feeling any magical energies here at all.
No magical. Okay, that's odd. Is there any way they could have escaped without us seeing? Like, was there anywhere that was out of our line of sight when we were on the first floor?
There was plenty that was out of your line of sight because there's the massive column of the elevator in the center.
Yep.
There were the 2 stairwells, which are like concrete support beam type things. All of that would obscure your vision of what was behind it and beyond it.
Okay. Is there
no one came down the stairs?
Yeah. Is there any evidence in like the dust on the planetary surface of like movement, either feet or from like the wash of like an engine?
No, away? Noticeably there is not.
Fuck.
From all of this, Alyn, you can conclude that the executives left but did not necessarily leave the building. So I'm going to switch back
like
to
underground or...
It's possible. I'm going to switch back to our combat boys, and then I'll have you roll again next round to see what you can see. Top of the round, Declan, Honor System's faceplate has just cracked.
Yeah, and that's where Declan's resolve kind of goes with it. So I would like to, this is a little bit of Calvin Ball, but I feel like you'll vibe on this, Tom. I would like to use my cunning action to take a bonus action to use a dash, but I want to speed reload a clip. And I want to slam it home into my custom-made assault rifle that I made with Honor System. And Declan will put all 10 of his ionized rounds into it, which are the anti-robot rounds. And then he just slams into the clip and he gets up and he says, "You don't get to break my big, beautiful boy, you fucker!" And he's just going to walk forward. And he'd like to do what Honor System did with shooting, only Declan's going to shoot it with ionized rounds from his assault rifle.
Great. So from the way you were just miming that, Ryan, is this like an Arnold Schwarzenegger Commando or Predator, like shooting from the hip?
This is the big shooting from the hip. Like I think he would still do it from the shoulder because he's a military guy. Yep. But it's walking in. He's making a show. If this doesn't put it down, he wants it thinking about him, not about systems. So he's just coming in blazing, fucking bullshit style. So I don't know how many we want to do, but for this, it is a DC 17 reflex save to dodge.
Okay.
For however many targets are within the cone, so we could do the 10 rounds if you want. We could do how many sides the robot has. It's whatever you want to do.
Given that you're not trying to target eyes, you're just shooting the robot. I think this is going to be a single dodge, but we'll let you. Oh, I see what you're saying, because it would normally.
Theoretically, it's that, or do we just want to say it's the equivalent of like 3 regular shots? I don't know how you want it. As I said, it's Calvin Ball.
Yeah. I see. Because you're arguing to just empty the clip.
Yes.
Them, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you a very light devil's bargain because we haven't had one of those in a fucking age. So either you can just roll your attack normally. It won't count. We'll count it narratively as like you've emptied the clip into him. I'll give you a damage bonus, but you only get your standard. How many shots do you normally get in a round?
Just one.
Just one. So you get one shot, and I'll give you a damage bonus because you're emptying the clip. Or I'll roll 3 saves. Each one of those will account for 3 shots worth of your ammo. At the end of all of this nonsense, so you get 9, the potential for like 9 rounds of damage on this thing. That said, it's going to melt your gun. So the assault rifle will be done.
Yeah,
it's not your sniper
fuck this
rifle,
gun. Done.
Yeah,
Sold.
right.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
This gun was born to die in a purposeful way.
Okay, and we said
so
17.
Yep, DC 17 reflex.
Okay, so 1 save, 1 fail, and 1 save. Okay, so you'll get 3. Right. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm feeling generous. 9 is not 10, so we'll round that up to 4. So he saved twice, failed once, so you'll get 4. 4 of them go through. The rest are pinged away by the bevy of swinging blades, which admittedly are like blown to shreds as he does it. But he's just new pockets are opening up and worse and dumber things are coming out because he's running out of cool shit. It's like a pepper grinder gets blasted apart. Hot sauce bottle gets shattered.
Egg beater? There's got to be an egg beater gag in there somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, he's using the egg beater on your ribs right now. There's not doing anything. It's just going, just
like
spinning,
bagging me, but with
kind of. I mean, honestly,
an egg beater?
In other circumstances, it's actually working some tension out of your cabling. It's it's pleasant. But
I do have eggs down there too. I just keep some eggs. So.
Your emergency Resident Evil eggs. Just gotta eat them for health.
That's right.
Okay, so we've got 4 hits. Because it is a spray and not the regular one, it goes to like half of your dice damage. So I'll roll 2d8 for each of them instead of 3.
Okay.
But the damage is all electricity. Just so you know, Tom, that was the shift for hitting robot instead of the other ones. Mm-hmm. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That is, 35 plus 24 plus just a second, because this is also technically, because he is marching towards people already engaged in combat, a sneak attack, plus another 17, 59, 69, 76.
Yeah.
76 electrical damage against the Iron fucking Chef. And then when he gets there, he's just gonna hit it with the gun and it breaks like a guitar at the end of a solo. Like it's just machine gun, smash gun on robot.
So tell me how the Iron Chef falls apart. I'll add voice commentary.
Yeah, it's just as he's marching forwards, just roaring like incoherently. He does not like honor system actually getting damaged. He just starts at the core until the round start, like the second or third round punches straight through the robot, and he just works up to the fucking brain pan because he doesn't know where the sensors are in it. And after the ionized rounds are done, he just hoses his way back down in a line straight to the bottom. And then he shoulder charges the thing and hits it with the gun, which just like bends itself but knocks it the fuck over.
Right. As you kind of like smash the gun against it, guitar style, the Iron Chef, which at this point is like cracked open, the slides are still spinning, but they're like breaking off. All manner of ingredients are, like hot sauce and ketchup are like, spurting out of it, looking like blood. Like it's just been completely massacred. As it falls backward, it says, "Oh, finally, someone gave me a tip," and then it falls backward onto the ground, and like there's like another like spurt of like a real good like honey mustard, and then just like small like bursts of fire that are immediately consumed by the lack of oxygen as this cracked open metal monstrosity finally powers down.
And Declan takes the last half of his gun and just spikes it down into the robot and just says, "That's what's for fucking dinner."
Amazing. At which point you register what Alyn has told you as the cannon continues to turn towards the structure. Alyn, go ahead and roll investigation, please. I'll give you advantage on this because I think now that you kind of know what you're looking for, it's not as... Yeah, it's a little more focused.
Cool. That's an 18.
18. So as you begin to like very quickly look around, you can see the Zeus cannon powering up above you. It doesn't take you too long to find just a really out of place bust of Jacinta Bezos that is a little too polished. It looks a little bit out of place. And as you push it, you go up and kind of like press a hand against it and push it.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the old Batman Shakespeare bust, it cracks backward to reveal a button, which you push, opening a classic like bookshelf slides open, and you can see an emergency chute that looks like it's almost like a fast rope thing you would like clip on and it would just drop you. So it's not huge. It's just person sized, and it's enough that a steady stream of executive assholes could very easily take it and escape. Because you know where it is, the cannon is nigh.
Yeah.
You've got time to head down, and if you can blast the side of it hard enough, you might be able to burst a hole that Honor System and Declan could get through before the cannon levels the building. Problem is, you're going to need to figure out where they are in the building as you go down this tube. So, Alyn, how do you want to try and do that?
I just have to call. I'm like, because I can orient myself. I'm seeing where the entrance is. I'm seeing like, yeah, that's basically it. It's like, oh, all right, okay, everyone, okay, Honor System, Declan, where are you? Okay, oh geez, like a clock, like with the hands.
We're on the third floor. Honor System replies.
We've moved about 6 feet in from the west stairwell doorway on the third floor.
Wait, they're the third floor, so are we on the same floor? I'm on the
You're on the
floor.
penthouse.
I'm on the penthouse.
Yeah, which is the 6th floor.
Oh shit, okay.
So this tube, you can go in, you can go down, and the trick will be to find either a way for them to get in or to blast a way in. The challenge is, well, I mean, I'll leave it to you how you want to do this, but
Yeah.
What have you found? Why are you asking us this?
Because the Zeus cannon is about to fire, but the executives went down a secret tunnel, and I'm trying to blast a hole to you as I go down the tunnel so we can all go down and kill them.
Great. Where's the tunnel relative to the rest of the building?
Tom?
Alyn, can you roll me a mind save, please?
Sure. 15.
Okay, you're able to accurately describe where it is to
Sweet.
Declan Honor System. It is for the two of you. It is a wall. There's just like it's similar to the plaster above you and like the drywall, just like a slightly cracked drywall wall. There's like a bunch of motivational posters about like good nutrition, and employee morale and not starting unions up on the wall.
Declan will raise his sniper rifle and just say to Honor System, make a hole as fast as he can. And he would just like to start precision shooting into the middle of that to try to essentially make a lead like you would for a drill for System to be able to thrust Legion into the wall. Because if we can show where Legion is, it's just like make a hole around the sword. We'll like make the sword in, we back up, the Alec can theoretically locate us more easily.
Great. Amazing. So you do that. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Alyn,
I'm turning on, obviously, I have headlamps on my suit. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Obviously.
I've seen movies.
Yeah. Like click it on and just like stand over the hole.
Yeah.
Looking
great.
closely.
So yes, you can see Legion.
Excellent.
Also, because you're still wearing you've got your bat outfit, you can like, it's not like you're just going to fall and you have to like precision time this. You can make your way down and do it. So how do you make the hole? I assume you have a spell of some
magic.
sort you like to use?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do acid arrow. Because I think that's most likely to melt the wall.
Great. Yep. So
and they've got suits on anyway, so I know they're at least somewhat protected.
So you like slide down the tube. You see Legion pulls out, just hands against the wall, and just your hands alight with noxious green fumes. And you just kind of like press through the wall and out. Honor System and Declan, you leap into the hole as well, and together the three of you descend as the Zeus cannon charges up, fires, and levels the executive housing above you, chasing you down the hole in a massive blast of debris, which luckily none of you are hit by as you arrive safely at the bottom into a large, dark tunnel lit only by Alyn's headlamps.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons 2099 features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra. The system we're playing is Carbon 2185, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are Core Collapse and Sanctuary of the Sky Gods by Nathaniel Yaverne, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Now I'm off to do future things before we return for the next episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons 2099. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time. The Half-Blind Prophet, Christopher Little, Sue One, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Sammy Boy, Orion Birchfield, Scott Garland, Benjamin V, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Acrix, Grandma Likes D&D, Alyn, Austin Nut Powers Fry, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Roman Brown, Shulzari, Christian Mendez, Spot Allen, Flynn 1138, Alarain Okapi, OMG It's Big Nick, Steve Wees, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.